Hey, in this video, we're gonna look at top 3 AI chatbot builders in 2024. And I'll do a tutorial on how to build your own custom AI chatbot. It's a lot more easier than you think it is. Like, it's easier than using a spreadsheet. So if you need one for your business or a website, you probably don't need to pay an agency to do that. You can do it yourself. So if you're thinking the ChatGPT is already so good, why do you need a custom AI chatbot? So here's the thing. ChatGPT is trained on all the internet. It is super smart, it can do everything and answer all the questions, but you may have heard sometimes it hallucinates. It only knows what internet knows or like what it thinks is like the best next thing to guess. But if you're trying to build one for your customer support, for your website, for lead generation, or maybe you have 10 years of experience in a certain field and you just want to like turn your knowledge into an AI clone, so that way your customers, your audience, your leads can just chat and get that information, the AI doesn't need what the knowledge source is. It needs to be trained on your custom knowledge sources so it can produce those accurate responses that is not going to hallucinate or depend on anything that's out on the internet. It's like a way of grounding AI to think the way you want AI to think versus it just being its own thing and thinking like it knows it all. All right, so let's get started. Okay, we're going to start with the simplest one you can use to build something in like 20 seconds. So to do this, we're going to go to po.com. So think of po.com as like ChatGPT, except if ChatGPT is like McDonald's and like Claude by Anthropic is like KFC and Gemini by Google, it's like Wendy's or something. So Po is kind of like a food court. It has it all. So in Po, it's similar to ChatGPT where you can just pick any model, be it text, image, or video, and you can just, use it as ChatGPT. And then in Po, you have an option to create a chatbot. Again, you can pick what kind of chatbot you want, image generation, video generation, like a bit of a role play, a server bot if it's something you want to manage yourself. We're not going to get into those sort of technicalities today. We're just going to keep it simple with a prompt bot. So when you go to prompt bot, you can give it a name. You can pick one of the base models. So every custom AI chatbot is going to be built on one of those big existing models. So you just need to pick which one you think is going to be best for you. Good rule of thumb is like whatever you think is giving you good results for whatever you do in your daily life, be it ChatGPT or Anthropic, like, Claude, just pick that. I mean, of course, you can always try and like test with all different models, see which one gets you the best results. So here, we're just going to pick one from the list here. As you can see, most of them are available for free, but some of them do require subscriber access. So that's where the paid plan comes into the picture. And here for the prompt, you can go through like the best practices for writing a good prompt. But here we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to say your TikTok growth coach responds with the best advice for user question. Be sassy and witty. Just for an example, I'm just going to upload some notes on like, TikTok growth here. So we can kind of create this bot that has all the great information for like, growing on TikTok. So let's say if I have an agency in like, that space, I can add it to my website. I can add it for customer support. I can add it to like nurture my audience. So that instead of like, kind of like Googling stuff, they can just ask my super trained bot here on certain topics about TikTok growth and they'll get the expert opinion right away. So here you can drop the files for wherever your knowledge source is. So, whatever information you have about a certain topic, maybe it's your business, you have all your SOPs or whatnot, or it's like a knowledge that you're expert in, maybe record a voice note, you can transcribe it all. So either paste those files or like just kind of copy paste the text. So this will act as a knowledge source for your ChatGPT or like for your AI bot. So in this case, when a user is going to ask a question, it's going to like use this as its brain to answer the question instead of like relying on generic ChatGPT or Claude responses. So you just here add your knowledge bases and just sort of set up the greeting messages. So these are all like sort of cosmetic things you can add to sort of customize your bot. And that's pretty much it. This is the simplest way to build an AI bot that you can publish online right away. So in Po, you can share it with others, but it's just going to stay within the Po. So if you want to like build one that you can add it to your website, your company's social media and stuff, we're going to get to those tools in just a second. Po is great for something you want to build for yourself or your team maybe, or if you want to monetize. So in Po, you actually have a creator option where if you build a bot on your knowledge of some kind, you can actually monetize it. So other users within Po, if they want to use that bot, they will have to pay you for the monetization piece. So it's good for monetization, but from a business perspective, if you have a business and you just want an AI chatbot for your business, it's not going to cut it. So we're going to move to the next one, which is AI chatbots by Zapier. So again, with Zapier as well, you get 2 chatbots you can build for free with limited functionality. And if you want to build more, and you can go to a paid plan, which is like $20 a month, and you get 5 different chatbots you can build for your business or whatever use case you might have. So building a chatbot for any tool is going to be pretty much the same. The difference is going to be like what you can do with a chatbot after. Here with Zapier as well, you can have your directive, which is going to be kind of like a prompt telling AI what kind of role it should assume. Then you can add your greeting, and then you can pick the model, and you can add your knowledge sources as well. well for the chatbot so it can train on that particular thing. Other sort of minor customizations you can do is you can really here you can kind of add more styling to it, match it with your brand colors and all that stuff. But what I really like about Zapier's AI chatbot is its integrations. So if you go here to the logic tab, you have a few ways you can integrate this chatbot deeper into the customer experience. You have an option to collect leads. So when you do that, it's going to ask your customer naturally, who they are, what they're trying to look for, and add it to your CRM. Or you have an option to trigger a Zapier automation either during the chat when they send the message or as soon as they finish the conversation. So if you're not familiar with Zapier, it's a no-code automation platform. It's a simple tool that can help you automate so many business works. There's a whole bunch of videos on that, so just look it up. In our example for TikTok growth here, somebody says, I need a content idea for something like this, or I'm in this industry, what can I do with that? So whatever data we're collecting, we can just trigger an automation which could then automatically populate, for example, our Excel sheet. So maybe I'm interested in what type of questions people are asking, or what are the topics, what are the different themes that people are asking. I can trigger an automation flow that's going to trigger that Excel. It's going to add the populated data in Excel. Maybe you can have an automation that if somebody messages me something with a keyword, it's going to give me a Slack notification so I can jump in right away. The sky's the limit, really. You can do a lot of things based on what your automation flow is. Or here's an option where anytime somebody does end the chat, we're going to take that information, we're going to add it to our CRM, maybe connect our HubSpot. So think of Zapier as an app that can connect a whole bunch of different apps and they can talk to each other without you doing any manual work. So Zapier AI chatbot is fantastic if you already have a lot of Zapier automations integrated, because now you can take this chatbot experience and then integrate with your existing workflows quite seamlessly. You can embed it onto your existing web page, or you can just host the web page as a separate page on your website. So it's all shareability is all there. All right, so that is a Zapier chatbot. So the next AI chatbot builder, which I think is also really good, is called Chatbase. So here again, the pricing plan is $20 a month, but you get one chatbot and a whole bunch of integrations, which we're just gonna dive into. It's kind of interesting, literally all these AI apps, your ChatGPT, these bot builders, it's all priced at $20, as if they all got into a room and hey, let's all keep the price the same and only compete on our features. I'm not complaining. It kind of, of course, cheaper is better, but $20 isn't too bad. Anyway, moving on to Chatbase here. So again, building the bot is going to be, again, very similar. You can either upload the files for the knowledge base, you can add the text, you can copy paste text. A couple interesting things here for Chatbase is that you can also just add a link to your website. It's going to crawl all the content. So it's anybody's got a question about your website, on your website, they can just ask your chatbot and it's just gonna take all the knowledge and try to answer it to its best AI ability. And the other option is also the connection with Notion. So you can connect your Notion directly with Chatbase, and now it's got your whole Notion, whatever, all the information, public, of course, information you have about your company, about your business. It's now gonna be the brains of this AI chatbot you're gonna build. So that way your answers are gonna be a lot more thorough and polished. Keep updating what's going on, which documents to upload if anything changes, because it's already synced with Notion. All right, so again, building is going to be the same, and this is what the chatbot sort of looks like, and you can add it to your website, you can embed it, you can just integrate directly onto the website. But the reason I like this one, beside from the quality of the results you get, is the fact that it has integrations. Let's say your business is a lot more social, you do a lot of WhatsApp or Instagram with your customers. You can integrate this chatbot with these social applications. So if you go here to the integrations, which is a bit of a newer feature for this tool, you have an option to connect your chatbot directly to WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, or if your website is on WordPress, again, direct integration, or even Slack as well, if something you're building just for internal use. And then it seems like the Shopify is coming soon as well, which kind of makes it really powerful for all that customer support work, all that lead generation work, because your customers, no matter where they are, they have an ability to chat with your intelligent AI bot that's going to help answer their questions in real time right away and provide the value they're seeking for. So these are the 3 AI chatbot builders, which I think are the best on the market right now. If you are trying to build one or want to use it for your business, or just, other creative side hustle ideas you want to use it for. But let me know which one is your favorite. If you have used one before, if I missed anything I should be looking at, put it in the comments. As always, I hope you found this video insightful. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'll see you next time.